Jake.
Yeah.
Mysterio.
Yes.
Quite a complicated character, but you tell me. I mean, what drew you to this role in the first place?
I mean, the fishbowl. No, I think, like, first of all, I love the idea that in the comics he's an antagonist. You know, he's the bad guy in the comics, but in this movie, you know, there's a real switch, and Marvel kind of pulls a switch on you in that he is a superhero and he's fighting alongside Peter Parker in this. And I loved that he was more of an obscure character in the comics, so I could play with ideas that, you know, other characters you play, like you play Spider-Man, one of the more iconic characters, you kind of have to stick to the things that they do. And in this case, you could do different stuff, you know, make your own choices. I think he's super smart as a character. I think he's, I like his superpowers. And really, truthfully, I loved the first movie. I love what John did with the first movie. I thought tonally it was so funny and it moved me. And I think Tom is an incredible Spider-Man. And when they came to me with the role, I thought tonally this is the type of movie that I'd love to be in, you know? And so it was a lot of different things all in one that made me want to play Mysterio.
You referred to the fishbowl. Tell us what it was like when you first put on that superhero Mysterio.
You referred to the fishbowl. What was it like? I never wore the fishbowl. The fishbowl is pretty much all computer generated. But when I first put the suit on, it was, I mean, admittedly, I was like a little bit, it feels a little awkward at first, you know? You're like, oh my God, what am I, you know? And it was very hot. We shot last summer in the middle of winter, in summer. And so it was super hot, and there were like 4 or 5 layers to the suit before you even get to the chest plate and the cape that's drilled into your chest, you know? So I was basically hot, but also it's just such a cool suit. So it just felt really cool.
Okay,
and hot.
So he was, I get it. So your character Mysterio was complicated, but considering in recent years the intense roles that you have taken on,
yeah,
it was decidedly, I guess, a bit lighter. Was that a bit of fresh air for you?
Yeah, I mean, I always like variation in what I'm doing. Like I don't think I ever, there's consistency sometimes, like not in theme necessarily, but sometimes the roles I played have been in more darker areas. But I always like to switch things up, like learn a new skill, learn about the world in this way. What job, what's it like to do this job? Like, what is this kind of person like? And learn from people doing real jobs. And I've learned so much through my career by doing that. I just have this desire to constantly switch it up. And in this case, I don't know if it was just about having fun, though I wanted to have fun. I think it was also just doing something so different from anything I've done. But that tends to be pretty consistent in my work generally.
Tell us about it. I mean, West End, Broadway first, West End, George in the Park.
Yeah.
I remember watching that with Bernadette Peters back in the day. Fantastic. So you really do challenge yourself with these completely different roles. Have you already started rehearsals for that? I know you've done it in the past.
Yeah, we did it on Broadway a couple years ago, and so no, we haven't started rehearsals because we start that show, Sunday in the Park with George, starts next summer, June 2020 in London. And then the Broadway show that I'm doing starts actually in July, this July.
That's what I meant.
Oh, for that. Oh, yeah. We just did the Seawall of Life off Broadway at the Public Theater, and so it's only a few months in between, though I do every day try to refresh myself on, because it's the piece I do, the story I tell alone, and I speak to the audience for about over an hour. So I like to say it in my head, or I'll walk down the street and I'll do the piece. You know, I'll walk around for about an hour and a half and I'll just do the piece to myself, or I'll do it out loud, or we're driving in a car. And so I try and keep practicing it. And it's such incredible writing, so moving, that it just keeps changing, particularly when you change time zones, because we're going all around the world on this movie, when you're really jet lagged and, you know, you're in a car and you start delivering this monologue. It's kind of an incredible experience, yeah.
What was it like being at the Tonys?
I mean, it's great there. I thought James Corden did an incredible job, and all the actors there. It's funny about, actually, Sam Jackson was there, Marissa Tomei was there, and I was there, so half the cast of Spider-Man was at the Tonys. It's just, I love the stage. I love Broadway. I love the community of Broadway. I love the support. I've been grateful to be able to do movies for like a majority of my career. It's incredible. My heart really is in theater in a lot of ways. And so to be a part of that community in any way, even when you're presenting at the Tonys, is great.
One very quick last question.
Also being next to Tina Fey, so that was nice. She smelled like pennies.
She liked you too, I hear.
Yeah, well, you know, we're headed to the altar. But she had a suit that was made of metal. You know, her suit was gold. It was like a sort of gold medicine. She literally smelled like pennies. She smelled amazing.
I have one quick question. I know I have to wrap it up. So, just wrapping up with back to Spider-Man.
Yes.
If there was any other character that you could play as a superhero, which one would it be?
I mean, it's a hard question to answer. I don't know why anyone would want to know that. I'm playing Mysterio.
And Mysterio is quite the character. Did you love Spider-Man as a kid?
I did, yeah. I mean, I didn't read the comics as much when I was a kid until later. But yeah, who doesn't love Spider-Man?
Want more extra? Hit the subscribe button and the bell and never miss a video.